Welcome back to the network, guys. Today we have a great show for you. Thanks for joining us. In studios, we have another great guitarist. His name is Nicholas Groskopf. Before we join Nicholas, hit that subscribe icon. Thank you for subscribing. Join us after the intro. Nicholas.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
Oh, going there, man.
Yeah, man. It's been quite a while.
For real. Years.
Yeah, man. I think I last saw you in what, 2012?
For real? That's not like
Yes, man. It was way back in 2012, that time.
Yeah. Just starting Edna Manley.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Never know how to play a major 7 chord or nothing. Never know how to play music.
I tell you remember those days when we were in principal instrument and stuff like that, and it was wicked time, man.
Masterclass.
Masterclass, all them things.
Yeah.
You know? But you turned out great, bro.
Thanks. You know, we're still on the journey though. Still have a long way to go, but I give thanks for where I am now.
Definitely. Let me welcome all the persons who are on YouTube. I realize you have a lot of friends on YouTube watching so far, so let me welcome them. All right. I don't know if you have another device there where you can see some of the persons who are on YouTube.
Let me see if I can pull up the YouTube. Let me see who. Big up everybody, whoever you may be. Let me see who is there.
Man.
I don't know. Justine. Bless up Justine, yeah. Saka, don't know, Glendon, School Jamaica, Jankro, big artist in the house. Yeah, man, bless up everybody. Nishi, next big artist in the house. Let's go.
Bless up, guys. Welcome. All right. Some persons are joining us on Zoom. Please, if you're joining us on Zoom, just keep your microphone and your audio closed for a while until we get to the Q&A. All right. And a lot of you guys have the Zoom link, so you can join us here if you wish for the Q&A. All right. So Nicholas, this clip that we just used in our intro, is that an original cover?
No, man. It's not. It's a rendition of Redemption song by Bob Marley.
Okay.
Yeah. Played on ukulele.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us, like the process? How did you get all those famous Jamaican musicians on the project?
All right. First of all, I want to big up Hector, Monty, Spangy, who are all there playing alongside me. And I want to big up Sully, Artist Services, who is my manager. And Carla Ukuleles, of course, and Harry J Records. So it was all like a collaborative thing from to help a giveaway that Carla was doing, right? So Carla was giving away like 2 ukuleles internationally, and the video was just partnered with that in promo, to kind of display the instrument and stuff. And we're just grateful that we were able to be a part of that and to to internationally represent. So yeah, it was just it was a great experience. I've never been on the same stage playing music with C Sharp Monty before, so that was really something. I mean, he's one of the guitarists who I look up to, and I'm sure many other guitarists look up to. So, and it was really a good
Yeah, man.
experience.
Definitely. I think I had one chance of speaking to Monty when we were in PQ. I don't remember if you remember that day when he came over school, and even though I'm not a guitarist, but I had to seek some knowledge from from Monty.
Great.
At
Yeah,
that time, I was just trying to test the waters in being a solo bass guitarist, So
yeah.
I had to ask him for a few pointers, and he did give me some good instructions. All right. But what are some of the challenges that you had when you were putting this cover together?
Um. Well, first of all, the main challenge was just getting used to something new, which was the ukulele. Because I mean, I played ukulele before. I played ukulele on my final year show at Edna Manley, so it's not anything like new, but it's still fresh because that's not my main instrument. So um, big up to Carla again for giving me this beautiful instrument. I love the ukulele actually. I love the tone. I love the what do you call it? The mobility of it. I mean, it's small. You can carry it anywhere. So yeah, and it's tuned different. So it does take a little while to get used to if you're not used to playing it. So that was the biggest challenge, really.
All right, definitely I'm gonna ask you to demonstrate when we get to your gear in a few minutes, because we're definitely gonna look at your setup for stage performance.
Okay.
But before we actually do that, Nicholas, there are many persons who are watching this stream who
Mm-hmm.
would not know who you are as a person. They might see you on stage, and they made their own judgment of who Nicholas is. But I would like to definitely hear from you today. Who is Nico Groskopf?
All right. Well, it's always weird answering a question like that. But I think anybody who know me knows what I'm about to say, and I think I'm just a very friendly person. I love to laugh, I love to run joke, hang out, play games. I love music. I love production. Um, I'm somebody who kind of likes order. Um, I'm very honest, true. If I say I'm going to stick to something, I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to do it with the best of my ability. Anything that I'm doing, so that's who I am. I'm hardworking, dedicated, and just fun. If I say so myself, I always tell my friends, forever young, forever young. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I know we met in PQ rather at Enna, and we know how that was the challenges. All right. But what actually inspired you to pick up the guitar?
Well, what inspired me? Well, it's interesting because I actually I don't remember initially how I started. Maybe it was my parents who got me started in prep school, like just doing guitar classes. You know, parents always want their child to just do something when they're young and start going to school, so they probably send it to swimming or and all of these things. So I was doing swimming, I was doing music classes, learning guitar, I was in like chess. So I was exposed to guitar from prep school at Wilmos. When I went to high school though at Meadowbrook, I did stop for quite a while, and I think I picked it back up after 3 years in high school. I got a guitar for Christmas. My mom bought me, and ever since I just continued learning. You know, me and my other friend, his name is Almando, who is now he was a guitarist and a artist now called Munda Dan. So me and him used to practice and stuff, and went to the same church playing guitar. And funny enough, lastly, I used to listen to a I used to listen to a lot of like alternative or rock music. Yeah, there's the cliche, you know, to be a cool rock star and whatever. So I used to listen to a lot of that. So some of the bands that I really love, like they kind of was made me like feel like, yo, I should learn guitar. That's cool. Yeah.
Cool. Did you try any other instruments?
No, I didn't. Honestly, I may have fooled around with stuff, but I never seriously actually tried something else, and I probably should, to be honest. Yeah,
All right. All right. So the transition into Edna Manley,
yeah.
what caused all of that?
Well, my mother used to sing on the choir at her workplace, and the director for that choir was Mr. Ibo Cooper. So
So you
yeah,
knew Iwo
I do.
before Edna.
Yeah, I do. So I did. Sorry.
Okay.
So one day at her choir practice, Ibo found out that I played guitar. Maybe she told him or something, but next time he told me to bring my guitar, so I did. He gave me like a few lessons or whatever, and then I think after the lessons, he told me that I should consider pursuing music. I'm going to Edna Manley to complete, learning guitar. It was a hard decision, of course, but um, I ended up making up my mind last minute to just go to Edna Manley. I thought about it hard, and I was like, I don't necessarily see myself sitting down doing a 9 to 5 or something like that. I prefer doing something much more practical. I always used to love arts and stuff like that. So I think I'm a more practical person. So I ended up going to Edna Manley.
Okay. Um, what's your first impression when you got there? Because I know going to Edna Manley was my dream from time I was a youth. I
Mm.
actually went to Michael Teachers College, and I was not settled in my head being at Michael. I've always wanted to attend the Edna Manley. So I know when I went there for the first time, it was like a dream come true. What was your impression when you got through?
Um, yeah, I think I kind of felt the same way. Mixed with the whole, you're always excited when you're going to college and whatever. You feel like you're growing up now and stuff, and you're reaching somewhere in life. So so excited with that, and then it's like, all right, you're there to do something you love, the beauty of music. So it's like, yeah, and you just step into Edna Manley and you're hearing people practice and keep playing keyboard over there and guitar over there, and a band in the auditorium playing room 13, and you feel like you're in heaven now because there's music all around.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, so I think I was really like very excited and stuff. I was anxious to just get playing and everything.
What were some of the major challenges though that you faced during the time there?
Um, One of the major challenges and surprises to me also was my lack of knowledge about music when I finally got
Yeah,
there.
man.
I know some people are exposed to music and music theory and those sort of stuff before Edna, but I wasn't. As I explained to you, it was almost a spur of the moment thing to just get up and go to music at Edna Manley. So when I got to Edna Manley, like everything was fresh. Um, Music theory was fresh. Learning all of the different nuances and everything about guitar. It was just completely fresh to me. Scales, chords, keys. Like I literally was just learning music from scratch at that point. So it was a bit challenging at probably like the first year and a half. But I think I caught up. I kind of dug deep for that first year, and I think I worked extra hard. I was like, yo, super nerd for like the first year to just really try and catch up.
Yeah, man. I do agree with you. It was the same for me.
Yeah.
Um, I used to play in like bands and stuff like that before,
Mhm.
but it was when I reached there and we met Miss Elliot and Maurice and those people there, I realized that I never really knew anything. So, and then for me, it seemed like I had learned music from the top. I had learned all these technical things, and then the basics. Getting used to the basics now was really a challenge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I really do agree with you there. But I'm sure there were a lot of great moments. I would like you to share
Many great.
one great moment that stands out in your mind while you're at Edna.
Um, One great moment would definitely have to be like I think my third year show. My third year show at Edna Manley was special to me just purely on the fact that um, I just really wanted to be if it's even a half decent good performer on guitar. So I always watch the greats, even the ones outside of Jamaica. Like there's many greats in Jamaica as well. So like I was seeing Maurice, I was seeing at the time there was a guitarist called Samuel Vivian from Italy. He's not there anymore, but he's another great who I really look up.
Yes, yes.
Samuel, anybody who got to
Yeah,
learn from
man.
it was very privileged, still are very privileged. So I mean,
Mm.
it's just a great moment when you're doing your final year show and you reach like all the last song. And you just probably well for me, you have that split second flash of like, whoa, like I'm actually doing this. Like after this, I can safely say, oh, you're a performer now. Like because the music theory and all that is good, but I mean, you're here doing a performance degree, and for me, I spent a lot of time and a lot of thought and preparation putting that show together. That show meant a lot to me. Also, my fourth year show, but my third year a little bit more special because it was the first of that nature now. So it was just very special to me that I actually got to perform, and I love performing. I love when people enjoy music. I love to see them enjoy music. I love to just and I love to express myself through music too. So that was very special for me to do a third year show.
All right. You have mentioned a few persons who have influenced you. What I want you to do is to give me that one person who stands out above all the persons who you listen to, and describe that person and tell me what do you learn from that person. What do you try to copy from that person?
Can I say two names?
Yes, man. This is your interview, Nico.
Yeah, I think I can't really say one person. because I would be lying to myself if I said that I'm mainly inspired by one person. Truth and in fact, I don't think anybody can really be inspired by one person alone musically. But for me, I would have to put it down to these two people. And first, in order of my inspiration, was Stevie Ray Vaughan, which is a legendary blues guitarist. Upon reaching Edna Manley, I found out that I really love blues. You know, yeah, I came in loving rock and then I just ended up really loving blues. Um, so Stevie Ray Vaughan is one. The way how that guy played, like crazy expressive, technically gifted, and blues. He's just bringing the feel. He's bringing the feel all day long. So, and the second one would have to be a guitarist, a more recent guitarist. His name is Mateus Asato. So somebody I stumbled upon on Instagram, but him now he just has like this crazy unique style of playing. Like he plays hybrid picking, which is using the picks and your fingers at the same time to play. And he got me into that. I adapted that for myself. So that's actually how I play now. A mixture of that. I play very bluesy same way. So I would really put it down to those two guys. Stevie Ray Vaughan, excellent legendary blues guitarist, and Matthias Sasato.
Cool. All right, that is awesome. And I can remember that's the first journey that Maurice introduced us to.
Yeah.
We were there in PQ, the blues, a great vehicle for any musician's development. All right, cool. So, upon leaving Edna Manley, Nico, who are some of the persons that you actually got to work with?
Um, I've been privileged to work with a lot of people. I've worked with Omi, Tesanchin, Jesse Royal, Coffee, Desi Jones, Mota Baruka. Like I worked with a lot of people. To be fair, um, Wills, Coffee, Raging Fire. Yeah, just to name a few.
Okay. Who are you currently working with now?
I currently work with Coffee and Raging Fire.
And how did you got the gig with these artists?
So most of the time you 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 get a gig because maybe, well, I shouldn't say most of the time. I was going to say sometime you get a gig just because maybe somebody's not available, and when it's your time, you have to be ready for that call. Um, it may have been the same thing with me. I also want to big up Kenry Mullins, Sharpman, who was also on your program.
Definitely.
Yeah, and Joshua Jones, bass player and producer. So these guys, I think, were probably the main people who really got me into the industry, because getting into the music industry is never an easy thing to do. I don't think in any country or wherever you are. So, and almost in every field, sometimes you have to have a inside man or a link, links. These guys were always looking out for me, still do, and I respect them a lot. So, Sharpman would as a young guitarist, the fact that he could call me for a gig is like, I'm just grateful. So he called me for the Jesse Royal tour one day, which ended up being my first tour. And I think, I was like, all right, I need to just zone in, take this opportunity and just make the most of it. So I think from somebody acknowledges, it's on you now to put in the work and do it. So I would like to think that I did well enough. So from that, people will see, because music is visual as well as audible. So, because you have shows and stuff. So people see you now, and then you may get called for other things. So, yeah.
All right. So you mentioned toured in your conversation a while ago. Where are some of the places that you have actually been with some of these famous artists?
I've been almost everywhere in Europe, almost everywhere in the US, if not everywhere. Um, I've been to Caribbean islands, Costa Rica. Went to Costa Rica with Jesse. That was cool. Colombia and Mexico with Jesse Royal as well. Um, I went to New Zealand, I think last year or year before, with Raging Fire. Fun fact, they see the sun first. So you can just imagine how how far of a time zone that is. When you go to New Zealand, it's like it's either you're going into the future or you're going back in time or something. So it's like, yeah. Um,
Right. So Nicholas, I know that the pressure would have been much greater to play with these artists. But how has the experience impacted your playing? Would you say that it has caused you to be more developed as a guitarist?
yeah, I would say it's a very big thing because um, it's one thing to go to school and learn the right techniques and the right theory and all of these things, but it's another thing to put them into practice, right? And I don't think you can effectively do that if you're just at home or if you're just at school. You need to go out there, you need to experience different environments, play for people, play around different musicians, you know. That's where you get your full experience. And I think that was another huge eye opener for me when I first started playing outside of Edna Manley, you know, when I finally started to go on tours, and because you start to see things, you start to see other experience like top musicians from around the world, and it really opens your eyes to be like, whoa, like is that what it takes? Like when you see them perform and they kill it, it's like, oh, all right, cool. So this is not just playing in front of my colleagues in school anymore. Like, you know, if you mess up, you just mess up. You're playing in front of thousands of people, no pressure, but you have to get it right, and you're entertaining, so
Mm-hmm.
you have to deliver. So all that is different, and it really kind of builds you at the end of the day. It builds your performance skills, it builds your execution skills, so that is a major thing.
Cool. All right. I don't want to sit here and ask you all the questions because we have persons on Zoom and persons on YouTube who I'm going to invite to in the Q&A to ask you their questions, because this is
Right.
what the Music Hacks Network is about, interacting with an audience. All
Mhm.
right, especially persons who don't get a chance to speak to you or speak to the persons who are the guests on this program. So I'm gonna definitely leave some of the questions for them. But I think I want to get into your gear.
Mhm.
Tell us about some of the guitars that you have.
Well, firstly, I have you guys can see it, right? Let me see.
Definitely, we can.
So this is a D'Angelico. All right, solid body, deluxe Atlantic series. Um, I would say this is my number one right now. If I have a gig, this is probably the one that I'm taking with me. Or if I'm gonna go on a tour or something, this is what I'm taking with me right now. I also have a Fender Sunburst Red Stratocaster. That's probably like my number two. I have a D'Angelico acoustic. I have a 12 string that I got from where? Was it Mexico or Colombia? Somewhere like that. I have my ukulele. I think I have a Fender Squire. I have a SG. So I have a few. I have a few.
Okay, cool. All right, so I am definitely gonna allow you now to go into your performance. All right, because I know you have a 10 minute or so presentation to do on an issue that well, not really an issue, something that you want to pass on to guitarists in the field. So at this time, I'm going to allow you to do your presentation.
All right. So I have the feel now. Ready?
Let's go.
All right. So let me first say, I think I'm really not doing anything long. I'm just going to talk about two things that I think go hand in hand also, and that's tone and feel. All right. And it's something that I take pride in, and I myself, I'm still working on it. Well, I'm always working on it. Trying to develop it, make it better. And I think it's something that every musician should always take in consideration when you're doing anything in the music field, whether it be performing, practicing, producing. Those two things are very important, tone and feel. And I'll express why. So, hope everybody can hear that. Can everybody hear that?
Yes, man.
So, I think I always try to play as expressive as possible, and there are a couple of things you can do to do that. Like it's good to practice, like your exercises and stuff at all the times. Like that sort of stuff. It's good to practice that sort of stuff. But one thing that I want to talk about that is something that I really love. That is like tone and feel, and it comes from just how dynamic you approach playing music. So as a guitarist, and I mean this can go for anybody, not just guitar. It's the same thing for piano. Like every instrument has a level of dynamism. I hope that's the right word. that you can give with it. So for guitar, it might be how hard you pick a note. It might be how you press the string. It might be how you move the string after you play a note. Sorry. It might be how you play a string after you press a note. Like you can just play the note. You can play the note and bend the string. You can bend it up and down, sideways. You know what I mean? You can slide into the note. So there's a lot of different things you can do to express yourself, as well as playing soft, playing loud. So these are some of the things that I really, I'm mindful of all the time. Not necessarily like, oh, I'm playing the music and I'm just mindful, but you try to internalize these things and make it you. It helps you express the music instead of just playing. You can do. It's not the same thing, but it says something. That more says something, to me at least. I think I'm going to play something and then I'll talk a bit more on it. So what I want to play is Rain from the Sky from Dellar Wilson. One of my favorite songs. I believe I did this on my lunch show at Edna Manley also, but it's just a song that I love to play for many different reasons, but I'm just going to play a piece of it. So all right. So I was Rain from the Sky from Dellar Wilson. I was fooling around with it and stuff. It's a song that I love to fool around with. It has a beautiful chord progression and stuff. So let me just talk about some of the different things that I do in the song and go kind of in depth. So firstly, as I was saying earlier in the interview, I play a lot of hybrid pick style, which is where I use the pick and also my fingers to play. So let's see if I can show right here. So I'll play like a chord like this, but I'll play so pick, finger, 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 pick. So I would interchange them and stuff like that. And it's important to know that it's a different sound you get from picking to just play a note with the finger, like straight off the back of bat. I hope you can hear that difference. So I can play. So that was with my thumb, with the pick. Right? It's a different sound. There's also small things you can do to notes. As I said before, you can slide into notes. You can bend into notes. Another thing. Instead of just playing, you can play. Dynamics. Play the chord soft. Get louder. It's the little changes in dynamics, the little things you do. So, as people say, it's the little things that matter, So, it might seem like simple things, but when you keep just playing them all and mixing it up, making them your own, after a while, you start to find the things that you like and you can incorporate them into your playing. Eventually, you develop your style that you love to play. So that's something that I think every musician needs to take advantage of and explore. You know, it helps you find your sound, and that's what you always want to find when you do decide to be a performer musician or even a session musician or anything. You always want to find your sound. People love a musician, and they'll call a musician more when they're unique and they're different. You know, to find your sound. So I think these things are things that can help. You know what I mean? When I played that song a while ago, so the melody for the song is that's the first melody of the song, but I played it like this. Right? That's how I play it. You know what I mean? That's what I hear at least in my head if when I'm trying to execute that. I played it different a while ago, but it's hard to play something the same time when you're trying to express it. So instead of just playing that first note, I kind of played the low E, played a mini chord leading into the note, slide into the note, slide to our next note, chord with a note, chord and melody. So there's a lot of different things you can do. You know, I don't have to play. That would be just playing it straight. You know, I can arpeggiate a little. You know what I mean? Expression. Try and play the note first and then play the chord. Or play the chord first and then play the note. Play it soft. There's another method you can do, which is incorporating like lead up melodies into chords. So I'd call this a leading melody. So the passing movement I do right here after this movement, that's the passing movement, a simple 2-5-1. So in doing that, instead of me just actually playing that chord movement, I instead play a series of notes that sound out that movement, right? So you can look at important chord tones, right? So the note of the chord, the next chord, another important note. So what I did was right? So right, just you can spice it up with those things, you know what I mean? So you just kind of try and want to not play something the way it should be played. That sounds weird. You want to play something the way it should be played, but you kind of want to internalize it and make it you. So another thing that is important that I said before is remembering to keep dynamics into your play as much as possible. So you don't want to play every note at the same level. No, you want to kind of mix it up, make some soft, make some loud, you know, make some feel like they're kind of swelling into each other. Right, so that's just me literally exaggerating, like just varying volumes in my note, and that alone, like it's making it sound more expressive. It just gives it a whole new like meaning, like it sounds like it means something, you know what I mean? So, and it's the same thing for chords too. You know what I mean? Experiment with the volume, like get dynamic with it. Arpeggiate it, inversions, right? And I think it's also important now to talk a little bit more on tone. That was more on a feel note. So how the tone will kind of come into perspective now is tone has a lot to do with not only the mood you're going for, but the genre and the style that you're playing. So on a guitar like this, I have two humbuckers, right? It's important to know the instrument, know how the sound is generated from the instrument, and know why it sounds the way it does, because then that can give you an idea of how you can take advantage of that sound and do crazy stuff with it. So these type of pickups, as I said, they're called humbuckers. They normally have a so-called fatter sound, a fuller sound than their opposite, which is called single coil pickups, where they look a bit smaller, like it's probably like half of this. These have a fuller sound, right? So right now the guitar is set for you to hear this pickup, and it sounds like this, right? So you have to understand the sounds, and you have to understand, and you have to kind of hear that in songs, and kind of understand like what tones are being used in a music. Like people listen jazz music will know that you don't want this side of sound from jazz. Like it's just not what you're accustomed to, and you more want something sounding a bit more full in something like jazz. Yeah, that can work more for jazz, right? Right? It's all about listening and trying to replicate what you hear, and it takes a while, but after a while you do get it. And the tone that you use, like it kind of lends itself to how you want to express yourself on the guitar. Like if I hear something like this, like if I set up my guitar for a tone like this, like what I would say is probably just a more thin kind of more open sound. Like it sounds kind of, it sounds kind of bluesy and bluegrass. You know what I mean? Like it it sounds like I'm playing that type of music, that genre, you know what I mean? So as I say, these are things that you get just from listening more, trying to get them, you know what I mean? it really helps. It helps you to execute what you want in a more contextual manner to what you're playing. Um, just for the sake of the interview, like if I was to play a tone that I like, it would be like something like this. Like this is a tone that I like. I think this tone is balanced for me. Um, I feel like I can play different type of music with this tone. I can play my reggae with this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, spunking the strings. You know what I mean? So yeah, expressing, using up tone, using up dynamics, using up feel, and feel. I don't want anybody to feel like you or even me. Like I can't be like, all right, I'm gonna play feel. Like you don't really play feel. You have to kind of like feel. Um, some of the things I just showed you are like just things that you can use to help express what you're playing. So that's really what I'm here to just talk about. What I've been talking about actually, just expression. That's what I love. I think most of the people who know me um, know that that's something that I do in my playing is try to express as much in with my tone. Like a lot of my friends call me tone god. I wouldn't say I'm the god at tone, but it's just something that I focus on. So I hope you're following so far. Um, I'm gonna play the Rain from the Sky one more time to slowly, and while playing it, I'm gonna slowly make call outs and walk through things that I'm doing. So, and I hope you can spot even different things that I don't call out as well. Um, so let's play it. I want you guys to really zone into the different things that I'm using to express the song. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, it may not be something for you. Maybe if you play the song, you would definitely have a different interpretation of it. Um, Listen it, think about things that you want to try in your guitar playing. You know what I mean? It may even spark an idea of something that you've never heard anybody do, me or you, but you know want to try it. So I'm just gonna play this again. So I'll start with the pick here. slide into that note. Melody and chords. Thirds harmony. Long slide. Slide into that note. Melody and chord. Arpeggiate. Slide thirds. Let's go to the bridge. So I'm just messing around with the song really and just trying to do like different things, you know, to express it. Another thing that I love to do is double stops that I learned from Matthias. So, you know, he always does things like, you know, things like that. Yeah, so I like those things. What that really is just playing two notes at the same time. So one interesting run to do is sorry. Like I'm literally just here messing around. I don't know what I'm gonna play. I'm just trying to like literally hear what's in my head. Like if I'm here, or I'm just trying to like hear them and simultaneously execute them while I'm hearing them. So um, I think I can end that little segment now. I and I hope everybody understands what I was trying to explain. But that's just my little 2 cents. That's something about me that and my play style about how I really approach guitar, and I was just thinking to share that with you guys through this interview. So remember that, guys. Tone and feel. Find different ways to express whatever you're playing. And remember, you're always trying to say something. At the end of the day, music is a form of entertainment. So you're not trying to play music because you're trying to play perfect theoretically. You're trying to say something. You're trying to entertain. You're trying to speak to people. You know what I mean? So yeah, just my 2 cents.
Nico
Yeah.
Groskopf, bro, you
Yes.
have evolved into. I want to use this word. I think I can use alien.
No.
It's a term that we can use in the music world, man. Jeez, bro,
Yeah.
that was awesome,
Thank you.
bro. I'm really proud of the progress that you have made over the years. That was great playing, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man, and I really appreciate that you took the time out to share all of that on the Music Hacks Network.
Yeah.
And definitely we have this documented on our YouTube page, the Music Hacks Network, and this will be here. Even when your children are here and your grandkids,
Uh,
and yeah, they're gonna see all of this. All right. So respect, bro. Respect. Respect.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Man, thanks for.
At this time, I am going to get some of the persons on both platforms involved. The persons on YouTube, I'm seeing a lot of vibe on the YouTube page. All right, I'm gonna ask the person just to type just about a couple of questions there so we can ask, and then I'm gonna ask some persons who are on Zoom to ask their questions as well. All right, just about another 15 minutes, and then we should be fine with this. All right. I realize Josh is with us on Zoom. Big up yourself, Josh.
Brother Jones.
Yeah, man. All right, so guys, let's get the questions going.
Yeah, man, anything. I'll answer any question.
All right. While those persons on Zoom are getting ready, let's take this one from YouTube. Big up yourself, guys, on YouTube, and make sure if you're here for the first time, you know where that subscribe icon is. Go right there and you're going to hit it. All right. Click that subscribe icon and make sure you like this video. All right. And share it. All right. And make sure you comment. Okay. All right. So we're going to take one from Milton Foster. When maintain a balance between playing around with music for fun versus consciously practicing to refine the skills of your trade.
Say that one more time.
He wants to know how you have a balance between playing for fun and actually refining your skills so that you can take your music seriously.
Um, it really shouldn't be hard, and I wouldn't advise anybody to just sit down and practice their instrument like they're at a boot camp or they're training to go to war. Because to me, music is something that you should have a passion for. If you even doing it in the first place, you must have a passion for it. Um, so treat it like that. Treat it like it's something that you love, and pick up the instrument. And if you love to play a certain song. Say for instance, you love to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. You can literally practice anything you want through that song that you love without it having to be or become something like fatiguing and and stressful and oh my god, I have to do this now. No, like for instance, if you have to do something like say for instance you have to practice all right, let's use Redemption song as an example, right? So right, so that's just the first melody, right? So say for instance you want to practice like chords and melody, like just find ways to integrate practice into your love for playing guitar. So if you love to play that song, say to yourself, oh, let me try to play it with chords like it may not be perfect, but after a while you start to understand like, oh, I need to go there and I need to play this. It's almost like muscle memory, like and I'm just playing it kind of abstract, like if you're trying to like search for the chord to play, like you know what I mean, like jump it up here. I mean, don't like kill yourself if you're playing wrong stuff and stuff like that. Like, just take your time. Um, but just be conscious. Be like, oh, I made a mistake. How do I fix it? Mistakes are the best ways to learn. Like, if you make a mistake, just be like, oh, how did I mess up there? What did I do? Like, figure out how to fix it now. So the next time when you play it, it's not wrong. Like, I believe that you don't really sit down and practice scales and those things. You practice songs, like play songs, learn songs you love. The more you learn these things that you love, you will learn things through it eventually. And through learning something that you don't know how to play, it will make you realize that you're missing some form of technique or something that you need. And then you go and find that and learn that technique to help you play that song that you love. You know what I mean? So I would say to just use things like that to push you to practice something, not necessarily try and sit down and boot camp yourself into learning your instrument. You know what I mean? So that's how I balance it. Um, the balance is there for me. Like, if I hear a song on the radio I love, I probably just go learn it. I might find out that it has a chord in there that I don't know. So now I need to go practice that chord. So just like that, I'm learning something as well as learning this song that I love. So that will be my answer to that question.
Okay, cool. All right. Anybody from Zoom would like to ask a question? Let me big up Glendon Clark and the guys from School Jamaica. I accidentally deleted that post. It was saying, guys, if you want to see more of Nico Groskopf, go over to School Jamaica. You know the page, Groskopf?
Yeah, man. You're asking me if I
All
know
right.
it.
Yes, man. Definitely. I accidentally deleted. Huh?
I work with them also.
Okay. I accidentally deleted that from YouTube. I do apologize. My hand caught the wrong thing. All right. So, School Jamaica on IG. Make sure you go over there and support that page. All right.
Definitely.
All right. Bless up, guys. Another question from Raj. Are there any genres that might not be as popular in Jamaica or the Caribbean that really interest and inspire you? Any genres that we don't play here in Jamaica? Do you know? Do you use any for inspiration?
Um, well, I would say that, as I said before, I would say I would have to use probably rock. 'Cause I don't think rock is popular in Jamaica at all. I know there is people who listen to it. I love it also. I wouldn't say it's a popular genre in Jamaica and stuff. And at times I could say that the fact that I have that influence of rock, it just gives me a different approach to certain things. So I give thanks for that for that inspiration. I love rock, I love jazz, I love blues. I love like TV music. Sometimes I would learn like a song from a TV show and or something like that. I also love salsa and Latin music. Not enough that I need to not enough to probably play it properly, but it's something I love and I listen to. And I mean, listening to something um over and over ends up you end up internalizing it and it gives you a different inspiration or direction in your creative process at times. So um I would say, yeah, those things maybe rock the
All
most.
right,
Yeah.
cool. All right, Sharona Brown is asking to play "Breathe Easy." I'm gonna ask to use that song for the outro. All right, so
I have a question. I have a
while
question.
we're going through,
I have a question.
who is
Yeah.
this?
Yes,
Yes.
this is soccer.
Is it
You know what this
soccer?
is?
That's
It's soccer.
right.
Um,
Right.
next 10 years, where you see yourself?
Next 10 years. Good question. Next 10 years, I hope to be closer to what I want to be, or even be there in the next 10 years, actually, maybe way sooner. But right now, I'm working to be not only uh, a very influential producer and guitarist, but someone who is almost a musical ambassador for the country, which is Jamaica. So that is something that I would really love to do. I would love to not necessarily be the next um, Ernie Wrangling or something like that, but someone who my kids and stuff can look up to and say, yo, he not only was like a great guitarist and producer, but he did something to help the industry in Jamaica, which is what I'm working to do right now. You know, trying to help the music industry in whatever way I can.
Yeah, well, respect.
Mhm.
All right. Let's up soccer. All right.
See me a flash.
Who is that? Josh.
Yes, my brother. What go on, Dan?
Josh.
What you do that, man?
Yo.
What you doing, King?
Bless up.
Hold on, hold on.
Good enough.
I'm mute them, brother. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, bro. Yeah, man. All right. So I just really want to ask Nicholas about his other ventures in music, like his producing and his mixing and mastering talents. I think that is a under noticed part of his portfolio. So I think we could ask him about that. So
Yes, man.
Nicholas, how do
Great
you
question.
how do you approach production and mixing and mastering versus playing guitar? It's two totally different worlds that, so I'd
Okay.
really like to know that.
All right. So as you said, it might be a very undernoticed part of me. So for those who are here and don't know, I have been an aspiring producer, and more specifically, mixing and mastering engineer. Um, Probably for the past like 2-3 years, I've slowly begun to like love it a lot. So much to the point where I've been learning, teaching myself, doing like crazy research, getting the equipment together, and slowly but surely getting it into practice and getting work doing it. Not only just play guitar, but mixing and mastering. So I think it is different. The person who mix and masters, they're not necessarily out there on the stage performing, of course, but it's different. I get to work with music, and I think maybe it comes through my love of expression at the same time of tone and feel. So I get to sit down with different tracks of a drummer playing and a keyboardist playing and whatever, and I get to make it come to life even more. So I get to help them express what they want, bring out the track, make it sound good, and that's something for me that I love when music just sound nice. So I really love it. It's hard to balance because I do love playing at the same time. But I don't think it will be a big hindrance to my playing, nor will the playing become a big hindrance to the production. I think even the fact that I'm doing both, they kind of help each other and kind of help balance it some more. So if I can keep that balance, I won't just be the guy that sits down and mixes, and I'll forget about music because I still love music. And then at the same time, I won't put down mixing, and I'm going to balance it. I'm going to play, but I'm going to take what I know from mixing and try to bring it to the stage now. So probably when I'm on the stage, I'm still thinking about, mixing and producing. So I'm kind of bringing studio to the stage now when I'm on stage at the same time, thinking about how everything is sounding, the equalization, the frequencies, the mix. You know what I mean? It helps me because, mixing and those things help me to tone my guitar for a stage performance. You know what I mean? To make the guitar cut through in the mix, make it sit well in the mix, the volume, the level, the frequency. So, yeah. Uh,
All right.
Hopefully that answers the
All
question.
right. Yeah, man. Give thanks.
Bless up, Josh.
Big up, Josh.
Yeah, man. Can't forget those Edna Manley days. Tell you with Josh, bro. All right. Let's take about two more, and then we have to cut the live stream. All right.
Mhm.
So, here's another question. Do you play fingerstyle guitar as well?
Um, yes and no. Yes, I say yes because I can. You know what I mean? I did learn some of that stuff briefly. I'm not the best at it though. Uh-huh. But I don't necessarily play it like that. Like how you hear me playing it is like I'm trying to play it like the standard way. That's why I say yes and no, because I use finger style a lot in terms of I'll use my fingers, but I kind of have my own formula of how I do play. So you see me like doing stuff like this a lot. So I don't know if I explain it. I kind of developed my own way of how I do play fingerstyle. It's not the standard way. It's not the formal way of how they teach it. But um, sometimes I love using my fingers even more than a pick. So, yeah, I don't really play finger style, but I use my fingers a lot in a stylish way, I think.
Bless up, bless up. Bless up, Nico.
Yeah.
Respect, bro, for joining us on the Music Hacks Network.
Tone God.
The Tone God. I'm just learning that name today, and definitely that's how I will address you as of today.
Oh,
Nico, the Tone God. All right. This was really. Demichi. Sorry about that, bro. I just saw the hands.
Michi.
Nietzsche.
Yeah, Michi.
All right, bless. Let's take your question, bro.
Yeah, don't know. Yeah, my question to the greatest guitarist, Tone God, is, bro, based on the production that you've been doing, Zine, what is the sound that you're going for? Is it a specific sound, or what is your standard that you want to put to the world from a production standpoint?
From a production standpoint, my ideal sort of music that I'd want to be involved with or known for would probably be something that is still true to the roots of Jamaica. Not necessarily roots reggae can be a part of it, but roots in a more wider term, meaning just native to Jamaica. So it can be reggae, can be ska, mento, rocksteady, it can be dancehall. You know what I mean? It can be any of these musics that were our native popular music, and having that as the backbone, now expressed with like a fusion of something else on top of it. You know, I love rock, and I love pop music too, and I love jazz. So it might have some influences of these things on top of it. So you know what I mean? Like it don't have to be just a normal. You know, it might have some jazz movement to it. You know, there's something simple like that. Like that's nice to me. I love that. So, so I want to keep it true to Jamaica, but I love the exploration as well. So it's a fusion. You know what I mean?
Out of many one music.
Yeah.
Big respect.
Oh, I'm learning out of that's another term. Out of many one music. All right, DJ.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is so interesting. All right, so Groskopf.
Yeah.
Respect, bro. Thanks for taking the time out today to do this presentation on the Music Hacks Network. Viewers and subscribers, thank you for watching this video. Before you go, hit that subscribe icon, like the video, share the video, comment on the video.